Okay, this is a video for the MagAosi MGS-401. I was making light of its name and assigning it an Italian accent originally. Let's get right to it. Comes with a balance cable, a beautiful balance cable. Comes with a single-ended cable, a beautiful single-ended. Who cares? I do, actually. Don't have to go out and get a balance cable. Comes with it. Very, very nice touch. Other items in this price range don't do that. I think they should. This is like artwork. The beauty of the shell. The lacquer finish is absolutely gorgeous. I saw these on the internet and thought, oh, those look real nice. Got them in my hand. Oh, those look nicer than they do in pictures. Really, really, really beautiful. Very, very well done. It's, as you can see, it's got a 3-bore. Yay. And it's also got MMCX. When I first listened to this set, the first thing that stuck out to me was treble. It's the first thing that came to me. Go back to Badfinger. It has a decent low end. This would be something that would be probably appealing to people that are into the micro details. And a lot of that exists up in the treble, but that depends on taste. Some people like a smooth treble so that they can, that's longer listening is what's behind it. The EX800 ST are an example of that. They are exactly the same tuning from the beginning until about 2K as the EX1000s, and then after that the treble is reduced compared to the EX1000. And in fact, you can listen to the EX800 ST longer than the EX1000 because of those treble peaks. This doesn't have a peak at 9K or 8K to my ears, but it sounds like it's reaching up for the highs around 10K, which is maybe not, but it's not cavitied. It doesn't sound like it is anyway. It's really like the first thing that sticks out to you, but not really in a bad way. Bass is controlled and good. If I listen to a song like I used last time, Lock and Load, Bone Crusher, very strong sub-bass hit. This plays it very good. This would not be something that would be for part-time bass heads. This is for people who like balanced sound and a little bit in the bass, 1 or 2 dB, and that's about where it's going to comfortably go. So these are not for bass lovers. These are for people that like good mids and detail in their treble, and there's a lot of people like that. Weakness, treble, strength, treble. So it depends on what it is that you like. I actually like treble because I find a lot of detail in music that I listen to, whether it's Tupac Shakur, Pink Floyd. There's a lot of stuff up there. My hearing is still good enough to be able to catch it. Maybe someday I won't. I still can get it now. If it's there, I'd like to hear it. Thank you very much. I don't listen for hours. I don't take plane rides. I don't travel by train, so I'm not requiring 2, 3, 4 hours of listening in a row. I do my listening sessions usually about an hour, as long as it takes to listen to a double album. Pretty much. That would be as long as I would go. We're all busy. Some of you have kids. Some of you have a job. Some of you have 2 jobs. Listening for several hours is not something that I'm familiar with, so I can't recommend stuff to people who do that. I wouldn't find this treble to be too fatiguing, because it's not hitting in the spot like the F9 Pro did. Not to my ears anyway. That would be something that I find offensive personally, like as a listener. Doesn't have that. So it's got some elevation. 7. 10 is not cavitied, like I said, so there's a sense of air with these. Let me pick these up. What a waste not to. They did a really nice job with these. These are absolutely stunning. Some of the stuff that I've seen in this price range with semi-ghetto cables, of course you don't get a balance cable with it. Build quality, nothing like this, and detail retrieval, nothing like this. They did a very good job with this. Fit is very, very good. I use foam tips with these. I use silicone. I didn't have an issue. I didn't need to use foam to get the fit. I used them because I liked that better. So build quality is very good. Comes with a nice case. Comes with 2 cables that are very nice. Build quality is excellent. Tuning is leaning towards the treble. Mids are fine, which I'm not thinking about the mids as I talk with you, which is a good thing, because if there's a problem with the mids, it's probably the first thing I'm going to talk about. Me not talking about the mids, that's a good thing. They're not noteworthy to me, which means vocals are where they're supposed to be. Instruments, the piano in Aerosmith sounds good. Sounds in the back mix like it's supposed to be, which means it's tuned well in the mids. So the bass is fine, the mids are fine. Treble is depends on the listener, what you like. If you like shorter listening with a higher detail retrieval, you would like these. If you travel, on trains or planes regularly and you want long listening, wait and take a look at a chart and find out, and then if you're familiar with what your personal preference is. Somebody left a comment in my channel recently, and it was a very clever comment. They had a set that they knew, and they liked it, and they checked the internet and found a frequency graph. Now, frequency graphs, there's a double-edged sword there. About 5 years ago, frequency graphs were usually produced mostly by semi-professionals, almost full-time hobbyists, people like Tyler at Inner Fidelity, and there were only a few places that were putting out. GoldenEar.net, I think, was one that I used to go to. And now there is an abundance of people who have the gear themselves at home, and that means that the quality control is down. Whenever you take something that requires skill, if somebody makes a graph and it's incorrect, it's going to drive an entire crowd away from it before they ever listen to it. So the damage that somebody that does a graph and they don't do it well, and other people that I've read about have admitted that that was not a great one, and they redid it and did it again, and they came out with different results. So I'm sure that happens to the semi-pros too, but it would likely happen to people that are not semi-pros, like total novices. So just getting the software and getting the gear, I could do that. I've thought about doing that, but that makes me feel like I'm adding and piling on. My graphs will be retrieved by Google image searches, and if I did anything less than perfectly correct, I'm going to drive people towards or away from it. So the frequency graph is the topic itself. If you can find somebody who's been doing graphs for a while and is known to do accurate graphs compared to their peers, wait to take a look at this maybe, if you're sensitive to treble, and then decide if you want to proceed. Everything else checks the boxes. The accessories are... I wish my DM6s came with a balance cable. They don't. I got a single end. Balanced, beautiful cable, high quality cable. Single end, beautiful. Both of them in that box. Comes with a nice, large, very roomy case. Some of them don't. That's another thing that I am not pleased with my favorite IM. I don't think the case is quite up to par. So this has got all the accessories. It's got the tips. The build quality is fantastic. The tuning in the bass is good. The tuning in the mids is unnoteworthy, which is an excellent comment from me. And the treble is case by case. It's definitely not like the F9 Pro, I would tell you right now. It's something that, unless you're very sensitive to treble, I wouldn't worry about it. If you are, I'd wait and try to see if you can get a graph on this. Personally, I'm going to recommend this and put a check mark next to it. I like it. I like the build. I love the accessories. I like detail. I like the piano in this song. And I find that a lot of gear plays this not that well. This plays it great. So I'm going to give this the rec. I've been considering the value of my rec recently. If I give a lot of green checks, then it diminishes the value of it, does it not? I think it does. But I'm not going to make this a victim of my new policy, which is to give check marks only to things that I would buy myself. Because I probably would buy these. I'm lucky that I don't have to, but Hearing other in this range, price-wise, knowing I can switch to bounce or single end with not a problem, with cables that were included. Hearing the details of songs, like Jim Croce, Gordon Lightfoot, Neil Young, stuff with guitars and male vocals, exceptional with this set. 10 minutes in, indeed proceed, unless sensitive to treble, and then wait until somebody puts out a graph. Somebody, hopefully, that has done lots of graphs and have been checked by their peers and that nobody has found any fault or error with what they're doing. And that's it. 10 minutes. That's pretty short, man. That is not bad at all. And I'm out. Halloween's coming, man. Yay. I'll show you guys my display. I'm not gonna, it'll be an unlisted vid. And I'm out. Thank you very much. Having this in my stable is a great joy. Very, very nice.